Hello, sixth graders. We're going to continue the second half of topic 8 by talking about multiplying mixed numbers. Now, multiplying mixed numbers is very, very similar to the process of multiplying two fractions, where again, once you have the numbers, you just multiply straight across. However, there is one major difference in that when you multiply mixed numbers, you cannot keep the fractions as mixed numbers. Instead, you need to turn the mixed numbers into an improper fraction. And if you're unsure about what an improper fraction is, or if you forget what that is, an improper fraction is basically just when the numerator is greater than the denominator. This is an example of an improper fraction. And the reason why we make mixed numbers into improper fractions is so that we still have two fractions that we can just easily multiply across. When you add in the mixed number, it gets a little bit more confusing. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you multiply mixed numbers, always change them to improper fractions first. So I'm going to go over the method on how to change a mixed number to an improper fraction. So let's look at this problem. We have 2 3/7. That's the mixed number. Well, how you're going to change it to an improper fraction is that I want you to follow these 3 letters, or this word, mad. I want you to get mad, which stands for multiply, add, and then denominator stays the same. So, what I mean by that, the first step, if we have 2 3/7, we multiply 2 and 7. That's the first step. So 7 times 2 is 14. Then we add the 14 to the 3. So 14 plus 3 is 17. So that is our numerator. Multiply and then add. And then the last one, D, which is denominator, stays the same. So the 7 is a 7. It's going to stay a 7. So 2 3/7 is equivalent to the improper fraction of 17 sevenths, and that's what you're going to be multiplying. So let's practice a few more. And again, if you want to write these on a piece of scrap paper, and if you want to just write the multiplication sign and the plus sign to help you, okay? If you want to write these on a piece of scrap paper, and if you want to write the multiplication and the plus sign to help you, that's fine. But again, follow mad, get mad. We multiply 5 times 3, which is 15. Then we add 4, which is 19. And that's our numerator. And then the denominator, which is the D, stays the same. Okay? Try the next two, 6 1/3 and 8 2/5. So we multiply and we add. So multiply 3 and 6, multiply the denominator by the whole number. And then we add the numerator. So 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Denominator stays the same. And the last one again, multiply the whole number times the denominator. And then add the numerator. So 5 times 8 is 40, plus 2 is 42. Denominator stays the same. So I just wanted to review how to, or even if you haven't seen this process before, to introduce how to convert a mixed number to an improper fraction, because you will need to know how to do this when it comes to multiplying mixed numbers. All right, so let's look at an example of multiplying mixed numbers. So this first example right here, it's 1 3/5 plus 2 1/4. Well, again, we cannot, and don't do this, you don't multiply the whole numbers and then multiply the fractions. You will not get the same answer. Okay, we need to turn both of these into improper fractions. So multiply and then add. So 5 times 1, denominator times the whole number, which is 5, plus 3 is 8. So we have 8/5. And then we can multiply and add for the next one. Denominator times the whole number of 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Now, we have two improper fractions. And right here, pre-simplify, question mark, okay? You always want to look, just like we had before, if you can pre-simplify. It will help you in the long run, okay? So there's these slash marks over here that you can use to cross out the number. So let's look this way. 9 and 5, okay, do they have any common factors? Can 9 or 5 be divided by the same number? No. So we can't do anything with that way. But this way, 8 and 4, do they have a greatest common factor? Yes. They have a factor of 2. They can both be divided by 2, but they can also both be divided by 4. So we're going to choose the 4. So you can bring that slash, cross out the 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Cross out the 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we can multiply straight across. 2 times 9 is 18. 5 times 1 is 5. So our answer is 18/5, but it's improper. So like we've been taught before, we can't leave it like that. So 18 divided by 5. 5 goes into 18 3 times to get 15 with a remainder of 3. Okay, so our final answer is 3 3/5. And again, since we pre-simplified, most likely we will not have to simplify this answer, and we cannot. 3 3/5 is in simplest form. All right, so that is how you can multiply mixed numbers. All right, so we can continue the next one. And let's see. What we can do is so now we're going to look at this next problem, okay? We're going to convert this to an improper fraction, okay? So we can convert it to an improper fraction, multiply the denominator by the whole number, add the numerator, okay? 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, 3 over 2, okay? And then we can do the same thing with the next one, okay? 18 plus 5 is 23 over 6, okay? And now we're going to see if we can pre-simplify, okay? And if we look this way, does 3 and 6 have a greatest common factor? Yes, they do. The greatest common factor is 3. They can both be divided by 3. So cross out the 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Cross out the 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Okay? Now, 23 and 2, unfortunately, do not have any common factors. So 1 times 23 is 23. 2 times 2 is 4. But we need to simplify this. 23/4. 4 times what gets you as close to 23 as possible, okay? That would be 5 to get 20 with a remainder of 3. Okay, so your final answer is 5 3/4. And again, since we pre-simplified, that is in simplest form. So we just did a couple examples. What I want you guys to do is to complete this page. All right, so complete those 2 examples. First, convert them into improper fractions, and then you can multiply across, pre-simplify if it's possible, and get your final answer as a mixed number. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know, boys and girls. Send me an email if you need to, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.